So basically, to introduce myself, I'm the founder and the CEO of E-Commerce Nation. 6 years ago, I decided to build a web media because we were um, just like seeing there is no like website helping to provide some tips for e-commerce businesses. So we say, okay, let's build a nation around e-commerce and gather a team of e-commerce explorers. So you can see our jacket. We are in a mission of e-commerce exploration. The idea is to connect with all the merchants around Europe, around the globe, in order to provide some knowledge and useful articles. So you can discover our website. It's ecommercenation.com. You will find the link. I will share it later with you guys. So we are a small team, about 18 persons based in France, in Normandy, in Caen, close to the seaside. Today we have some sun, so it's not like that often in Normandy, but basically we help other companies to get to know on our media, such as eBay, Amazon, Magento, to give you some of our partners. And our mission is to help solution providers to connect with e-commerce businesses. So in our community, we have a big community in France, but also in Europe. You can find some of top retailers or pure players that you can find our community. And our website, you will find a lot of content, such as the infographic that we will discover about perfect product page, but also about social media, about web marketing. So really feel free to discover our website and be part of the e-commerce nation. So some figures about the market. When we speak about e-commerce, it would be interesting to know maybe in the chat if you can tell me what kind of size of business. Are you a small business company, a mid-market, or top players? This could be interesting also for me to adapt my pitch and some information. But on our media, we gather this kind of different players, and it brings a lot of value because sometimes smaller players, they have the same problems than bigger retailers. So we like to mix this kind of community, and we have a strong community in France and also in Europe. Mainly, it's about marketing directors or e-commerce directors on our community. So in the same time, we help, as I say, solution providers. So don't hesitate also if you need more visibility or you need some inputs about different markets. We are here really to help you guys. Okay, let me switch on the infographic. So Semantics contacted me when they did see the infographics about product page. They say, okay, let's do a conference together, a webinar in order to share some knowledge. And what we build, we analyze different type of website, and today we see clearly a pattern about what are the best product page. But we have to be careful about this kind of template because according to the different cultures and countries, we don't have the same preferences. Usually when you see like some Chinese product page, it's not the same building and template. So I think our template is mainly for Western community where you find a similar structure. So basically, for desktop point of view, you have 6 parts. We'll find the main product with a strong image, the section with product details, the subsection, a new section with some new product, new subsection, and after additional information. So if we check the first part, usually customers, they are looking for nice picture in order to see clearly the product, and in the same time also to turn the product. On some website you have some video, some nice experience in order to make it more real. As we are online, the impact of picture is really strong. I know also for some Latin countries such as France, Italy, Spain, pictures that are really efficient, also about page categories, where sometime on different country in UK or in Germany, there's much more details on the category pages. So something really different when you look about the difference between countries. But globally, we see this pattern with uh, image at the first release, the first level, with some information, short information about the product, some also, how we say, some stars to give the reassuring elements and the rating, star rating for the customer review. So this is clearly important because we know as a consumer, if I see just 1 star out of 5, it's really bad. So I will go deeper into the review and analyze this. So after you have the type of product, you have the price. So it's very classic, I think, in the product page. And after you will have different block, we'll find again the description, a longer description. We'll find some video description. I do believe that we'll see more and more video description in product page because of social network, because of social experience. People, they like to feel the brand, the spirit of the brand, also with the music, with the colors, all these kind of things. Usually pictures, they are very simple with a white background or all these kind of things, and a video brings more context to your product and more experience for the customer. So video, we do notice it's a strong evolution for product pages. You can find it at the picture step, but also sometimes you have this kind of section for video, and this can help a lot for SEO. For some top players in Europe, we see also some video from customers. So usually YouTube video with advice, reviews from customers on YouTube helps in terms of SEO, but also in terms of trust value. We see, okay, there's another consumer is happy about the product. So it makes more sense than just a written review than you can read. There you can watch and see. So I do think for the e-commerce in the future, video is really key. After you will find customer review, really classic, related product. We see some variations. Sometimes you have kind of a package effect where you can say, okay, you have this product, but you can purchase also this one and this one. It can be accessories or relevant product in order to package your order and increase the basket value. So this is interesting for your development and for your turnover. So I think a lot of e-commerce, they are doing well. And the last section that's very important, it's some details in order to bring more trust. Can be some element about logistic, about contact information. Do I have a phone number or email address if I have a problem to contact? And social media to see that there is people or community behind this. This is something very classical that we can see. So don't hesitate if you have any question on this template to ask it in the discussion. And now what we can do is to check about mobile, because we know mobile, it will be kind of similar, but as you are on a smaller screen, the display is not exactly the same. So, for example, what we observe about top players of e-commerce in Europe, you will find, first of all, the picture, what you like. Again, it's the same than social media experience. You want to swipe, to see the product, to zoom with your finger. So picture as the first thing where you can get the details and see really the reality of the product. You cannot touch it, so picture, it's the best alternative in terms of user experience. And after, you will find the product options about size, colors, but also the price. Price has to be really clear. And as we are a smaller screen, button and action, they have to be bigger. So you have call to action like add to the cart. It has to be big, easy to click on this. On some websites, sometimes they make it sticky at the bottom of the screen, where even you scroll down, you keep this add cart button always on your screen. So something really important, make it easy for the consumer. And we have these rules that we say often in terms of mobile marketing and also on websites, the free click rule, to make it really easy in 3 clicks to purchase a product. It's really important for your customers. So to validate all the process in terms of checkout and buying. So we find basically the same structures on a desktop, and but with a different template, with pictures, videos that they are more central, a bit wider in terms of overview, related product on sometimes 2 line, and some details also clearly apparent. So I do think really the importance is to make as visual as possible. If you see the menu with the burger menu, this is simple, but also pictures and video, they are really the key for social media. I do think that websites on mobile, they are really close now in terms of experience, like Facebook shopping or Instagram shopping. You have to get really minimalist website in order to make it soft in terms of experience for the customers.
Well, Nicolas, just show us once again the mobile version. Yeah, the description, is it different, the product description, because all of our customers are working on product descriptions naturally. The question is, how is the differentiation between product descriptions on a mobile website in comparison to a desktop website? Do we see there any points we have to see or to discuss?
The most important part is the visible part. Sometimes on mobile, some e-commerce players, they don't make it appear the full description. So you have to be really careful about what they are the top element. If you take some t-shirt, for example, I'm looking for the materials. Is it in cotton or any materials you can find? So I think you have to be really clear about the few lines, top 2 or 3 lines you want to show, and make it really clear for the consumer. One solution can be also with pictures. Sometimes with technical product, you get a description in picture when you swipe. So there's some tricks like this, but it's not that good in terms of SEO. So what you have to find, it's a small text when you can click on this and find a longer text, longer description. So I think on mobile, you have really to be smart about what you can display or not, because usually customers, they don't like a lot of text on mobile phone because yeah, it's not that natural. Sometimes it's written very small, all these kind of things. So you have to be careful about what you are going to display for the customers in terms of description. But usually the description is really the same, because yeah, in terms of SEO, you have to get something very similar. But the visible part can be really different. Yeah.
Mm. So in that case, we have to construct a kind of second version of a piece of content, product description, a short one for the mobile version, just for a first view, and a second one which is longer, which we will share on mobile and on desktop in the same time, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, because we are always discussing about 2 versions, a longer one and a short one, and never using the same kind of content for the desktop and the desktop version. So that's new to me. I don't know about our participants if that's new to them, but quite interesting. Yeah, super. Do you see any difference between, from a more European point of view, difference between descriptions in, let's say, France or Italy, for example, Germany, and maybe the Nordics?
Yeah, we know for Latin country, we know that for clothes, for example, this is really important because there is this kind of cultural thing where materials, they are really important because of the temperature, for example. If you are in Spain, you want to buy a nice jacket, and you don't know if it's really cotton or not. So you have this kind of experience where materials, they are really important to know for the customers according to the weather, the temperature. So there's this kind of element on specific product. It's why I recommend on your market or when you want to develop, observe a lot the competitors or local actors, because they do not display the same thing and can make a huge difference. So according to the country, I know, for example, in France, we are looking for technical information. In some countries, they are not looking that deep. In US, they don't need to know how the washing machine is working, but sometimes in France, they like to know the technology behind this and all this kind of thing. So there is this kind of level of details according to the product and the country. And as I say, also, we did one study, a case study in Germany for some players with France also. And some players like Zalando, they told us in Germany, they don't make the pictures that big on the category pages because the details, they are more important. Whereas in France, in Spain, pictures, they are really big. They have more context, more emotion behind this. And for Latin country, they bring more emotions in their communication, in their visuals. Whereas in Germany, in UK or Nordics, this is a bit more practical, mainly the product with technical information, and even in the wording for France, for Italy, for Spain, with words with strong emotion, positive emotion, makes more sense. Again, depends on the product, but if you take like B2C product, like clothes or all these kind of things, yeah, emotion makes a lot of sense in pictures and in wording.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. There's a question from one of our participants. Let me read it. Besides conversion, is there other important criteria that a good product page should aim for? The criteria for product description page.
Yeah,
totally. Conversion.
Yeah. So I think the one objective for me is to keep people on your product page and on your website. What you want, it's a fast product page in terms of speed. For example, if I take a customer is on Instagram, is clicking on a link, arriving to your website, it has to be fast, it has to be clear, and the person has to enjoy your website. Say, okay, I have a lot of picture. This is really great. I have a lot of video also. I have a strong experience. So I'm spending time on your page. For me, this is really important, because if you focus about just convert, no, sometimes it takes time for the consumers to decide to buy a product. So what you want, it's really look about the time spent on your page and also the conversion. But for me, this is really important, because if you have a lot of pictures and a lot of video, but people that are not staying on your website, it means that it's not relevant content. So what you have to make it more focused, more context for your users.
Okay, so I think that's a helpful answer. Any questions?
Nicolas, is the perfect product page personalized?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, a short answer. Thank you, Nicola. Nine.
Yeah, yeah.
Go on.
Depending about your maturity, yeah, customize, personalize product page is the best. I do think about, for example, relevant product. When you are a website, if you are a man or woman, a young or older person, you don't have to see the same product and same experience. And the same for the pricing for different platform. I see this, for example, if I take again the example of Zalando with the application, mobile application, you can save the brand that you like, and after receive like some discount about specific brands and all these kind of things, and product page they can adapt about the color that you like, the type of product, the size, all these kind of things that are also working very well. But what I see today, this is more about navigation, about maybe category pages, and before of personalization is before the product page, and product page is the ending point of a process, and you have less possibility to customize this product page because you know already the person is interested in this product. So basically, yeah, if you can customize, if you have some tools about this, this is great. But I do think about a product page, you want to let some possibility in terms of selection of the product and all these kind of things, because usually marketers, they think they know best the customers than them, and I do think it's a mistake. Sometimes you have to let them some freedom and maybe customize more the packaging or related product.
Is there a difference between PDPs or for B2C or B2B customers? What do B2B customers expect? Yeah, important question maybe.
Yes, really great question, because we see B2B is booming a lot last years. So big differences. As I say, individuals, they are more emotional than company, because companies, they are thinking about their money, they take rational decision, usually, we say. So basically, on a product page, you have really to be more practical. Maybe pictures, they won't be that important, but still, it's really important. Description, I know it's key for Semantics, so description for B2B is really important, because people, they want to know if it's the right size for their business, if it's an object or anything like this, materials, if there's any problem with this, some norms, if you have some rules about the product, about the industry. So information, this is really key for B2B, and also pricing. Pricing for B2B matters a lot, because usually companies, they want to buy a big quantity of the product. So sometimes you have a different pricing. So product page can change about this, about the pricing possibilities, and also about the logging aspect. So usually when you have a B2B website, you can log on the website in order to get specific pricing, customization, all these kind of things. So yeah, what I see is mainly a bit more of text, but in the same time, when people from a company buy on an e-commerce website, they want to find the same experience as they have as individuals. So we see a lot of experience like this. I'm Nicolas, I'm buying for myself on different websites. I'm used to really great experience, B2C experience. But when I will buy for my company, E-Commerce Nation, I want to find the same experience as in B2C. So clearly, I will find the same pattern, the same product page, because as consumer, I'm used to this kind of experience, this kind of template. So in terms of structure, we are very similar, but after very small details, description, pricing, login, for example.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Any questions?
Maybe one more question from my side. I don't know, maybe you have some insights from e-commerce companies, how they get to this perfect product pages, because there are a lot of tasks to do, like pictures, text, technical things, and other disciplines. How do they work together? Is there a special team for product pages, or does everybody deliver on their own discipline, the thing on their own? Or how do the e-commerce companies do this normally? Do you know this?
Yeah, so you have different steps. First step is the e-commerce manager sitting down to write kind of the global structure of the page. To say, okay, in an ideal world, I would like this, this, and this. First step is to write, to do some block with drawings, with a pen or something like this. Usually we see this, and it's to do a mock-up of the product page. Once this is done, usually this is done with the design team. So we ask graphists to work to design what kind of page we want in terms of design, in terms of experience. At this step, sometimes if you have user experience manager, it can be also working in the same time with the designer on this. You get a first draft. So this is like a drawing, but virtual drawing. And after, you will validate this drawing and send it with your developer and start to work with this, or an agency to work with this. So you have really this different step is e-commerce managers and user experience manager that are used to the knowledge and they have the data to adapt the product page. After the designer work on this, and after there's a final approval, and after they can send it or work with agency or developer. So usually this is the pattern, the process that we can see in terms of development.
Another interesting question comes in the question and answer section. If you had to prioritize the different information types on a product detail page, images, description, related products, because of resources, what would be the top three?
The top three of information, I think trust issue, they are key. So for me, trust, this is really important. This is not the top element that you will find on the page, but it has to be very clear and very visible. So what is trust? Is buyer's review. Mm-hmm. You have to see clearly the stars when you open the page. You have to find some logistic details or some payment details. So they are to be really clear, visible, accessible. So on some websites, sometimes it's in the header, or sometimes in the footer, or just after the product, the picture of the product. And a lot of people now, they say, okay, you can pay the product in 3 times or 4 times, just behind the add to cart button. For me, this is really key, because it's very early in the process and make it easy for consumer to say, okay, it will be easy to buy. So if I want to buy, I know it will be on this website because I can pay later now or pay many times. So I think trust and yeah, this kind of payment element and logistics, for me, they are really 3 key elements that you have to find clearly visible on the product page. And after you find the natural hierarchies that I show, but for me, these 3 key points that are essential.
Okay. And then there's another question. Can you suggest any tools for usability or A/B testing for product detail pages?
Tools about A/B testing, I know some of them. I think in France there's a non-solution A/B testing. You have some tools like Hotjar helping to monitors the click and do some A/B testing. So what I do recommend is some A/B testing tools with data, so you can connect both of them, because sometimes it's really painful to process the data, analyze it, and after set up some test with pages. So try to connect both, find tools with the data and connect the data to the test.
Okay. Maybe one more thing to add here is we had a meetup with Acusys, I don't know, 4 weeks ago or something. We can share the link also here, where they told about their testing systems and how the results were. Maybe it's you can have some insights there for testing, you know, from if you watch the meetup there. Okay, and I think that's it. Maybe we could come back to the question, how do the teams work together in e-commerce companies? I guess it was not. Maybe there's another point of view. Is there a team which is for the perfect product page, or is it just the content team and the team what delivers the pictures? This is the question here.
No, I don't think like there is a specific team. Usually it's very transversal because you have the CTO, you have the e-commerce manager, you have the UX manager, you have the designer, the developer. So yeah, you can set up a project team, we'll say. In some company they work on this, but usually when you think about your product page, it's for the global structure of your website. So if it's a strong project, so there's really a dedicated team to this. But after us, for A/B testing, we'll say this is micro team, we'll say with UX manager and e-commerce manager, that they will set up some tests with A/B testing. And after, if they see that there's alternative version working well, they will sit down again for designing the process and working on this. So yeah, depends on many companies. I see, for example, with L'Oréal in France, what they say for special product lines, they decided to launch a totally new website, for example, with Shopify, in order to test new structure, new product page, all these kind of things, to keep it simple and minimalist, and try to do this kind of A/B testing, but really with a dedicated department on a new product and a new brand. So this is something also totally possible, and after they copy paste for their other brand. So this kind also it's possible in terms of organization.
When would you suggest implementing ratings in a small shop that has no ratings so far, and it will take a rather long time to collect them?
I think you have to set up from the beginning. And if you have no rating, you have family, you have friends, I think you can get some feedback and some positive review, or already some customers. Contact your previous customers, or but yeah, I think ratings are really important, even for the beginning. Yeah, so try to find this, to sell some product, or even to give some product if you have, and ask some review about this if you feel more comfortable with this. But I think review, it's really strong strategy, and today to develop product without review, this is not easy. I see some marketplace, they put some new product and things like this, and they don't have any review, but it's because they have strong brands. So if you have a Nike product or Adidas product, you trust the brand, so the review, you feel okay with this brand. But I think for a new brand, new product, you have to get review. This is your top priority.
Thank you so much. Stay healthy, guys. Bleibt gesund. Vielen Dank fürs Hiersein. Bis zum nächsten Mal. See you. Bye bye. Dankeschön, Nicolas.